Welcome to chain surveying lesson. Chain surveying is a survey method that is used to survey areas that are flat and small in size. It is based on the principle of triangulation. In triangulation, the area to be surveyed is divided into a series of triangles and their sides are measured. So we don't measure the angles, we measure the sides of the triangles. Now, we have the following equipment that we use in chain surveying. There are various types of chains, but in this case we use the surveyor's chain. We also need ranging rods. This is how it looks like. We need a cloth tape like this one. We also need marking pins or iron pins, which you can use as pegs when you are establishing survey stations. Now, before we start taking measurements, we need to do a reconnaissance survey. Now, in this case, you walk over the area to be surveyed to examine its shape and the distribution of features on the ground. This primary investigation of the area is called reconnaissance survey. So you walk over this area, for example, and examine the shape of the piece of land. In this case, we have this shape of the land that you want to survey, and you also examine how the features are distributed on this area. Okay, next, after you have done a reconnaissance, you need to establish the survey stations. So we can see that this piece of land is next to a road. So we establish survey stations such that the survey line from this point to this point is parallel to a straight line feature like this road. We also put survey stations in other places like here where there is a corner on this piece of land, and this survey line here is parallel to this line feature, the river. So those are the things we need to observe as we establish survey stations. Next, after you have established survey stations, you need to draw a sketch map. A sketch map is made by freehand. You don't make it to scale. Okay, so in this case, we have this sketch map for this area, and it shows the survey stations as well as survey lines and the features on the ground. After that, you need to make or take measurements and do what you call booking. Okay, so we want to measure the framework lines, their distances from A to B, B to C, C to D, as well as the diagonals. So we need to measure line AB. So we start from A. Two people are involved in holding and stretching the chain. So one that drags the chain and moves ahead from A to B is called the leader, and the one that holds the chain from the beginning is the follower. So the chain is held straight and taut from A to B in order to measure the length of line AB, and so on. So as we measure the lengths of those lines we need to record in a field notebook, and we need an extra person to do the recording. Now this is the way that a page from a field notebook looks like. It's called a booking sheet. It has a double line in the middle. This double line represents the survey line. So you are measuring line AB. So the first point on that line is written at the bottom, and the last point, the last survey station on that line, is put or is recorded at the top. So you begin our measurements from A to B. As we measure the length of this line, we can also survey the features on the ground. So like in this diagram, from A to B, on the left of A, there is a road. So you need to survey this road from point A. So what you do, you measure the distance from A to the road using a cloth tape, and this length from A to the road is supposed to be perpendicular to the survey line, and it is called an offset. So the first offset is this one here. From point A to the road on the left is 2 meters. So you record 2 meters, you draw a short line from A to the road. So this one is an offset, which is 2 meters. Alright? And then you continue to measure the length of the line AB from A to B using the chain. Let me talk about the chain. The chain is 30 meters in length, and it has links. Each link is 0.2 meters. It also has yellow tags and red tags. Between two yellow tags is 1 meter, and between two red tags is 5 meters. So you can use the chain to measure distances in meters. So from A to a point here, it is 8 meters. So you record 8 here. Okay. And at this point, 8 meters, on the right, there is a tree. Okay. In this diagram, from A to this point, and you can use the marking pin or the iron pin, you insert it here on the survey line, show that you have reached here and it is 8 meters, and you want to survey this feature on your right. So from this point, 8 meters away from A, you measure this offset from the survey line to the tree. Okay, so let's say you find it to be 1.5 meters. So the one is recording, you make some short line from this point to the tree and indicate 1.5. We don't write the units because we know that it is in meters. So this is an offset from this point. There's a tree here. So you can sketch this feature, each symbol, and write the name of the feature. This is a tree, this is a road. So you have reached here. You have surveyed this feature, the tree. Now you proceed, you continue to measure the length of line AB. So using the chain, you measure. If you get any feature, any point of detail on the left or on the right of this survey line, you survey it. Now when you reach here at point B, the total length of this line is 50 meters. So you write it here, 50, and then you circle it you put a ring around it to show that this is the total length of the survey line. But at B, before you measure line BC, at B on the left, the road is there. And what you need to do is that you survey that part of the road from point B. So from here to here, you measure the distance from B to the road, the offset, and you find that it is 1.8 meters. So the one who's recording in the booking sheet draws a short line from B to the feature and indicates 1.8. This is an offset. And you draw that symbol for the road and the right road. So that's how we survey the features on the ground, and that's how we measure the survey lines. So you proceed like that until you have measured all the lengths AB, BC, CD, and so on, and even the diagonals. And whenever you spot a feature either on the right or the left of the line, you survey them, you take the offsets, and you record in the booking sheets. After you have done the measurements and the recording in the booking sheets, you need to make a table of framework lines. This table will help you to draw the framework. So we have this column for the line. We have line AB, BC, CD, DE, and so on. And these are their measurements in meters using the surveyor's chain. So for you to be able to draw the framework, you will have to convert these distances in meters into centimeters using an appropriate scale. Now in this particular case, the scale that I have used here is 1 to 1000. So you convert 65 meters into centimeters, you get 6.5. So you do for the rest of the lines, and this is what you may have. After that, you need to draw the framework. Drawing the framework. So you start with some survey line. Let's say we start with line CD. Okay? We start with this line. CD is here. This one here. And we know its distance in centimeters, 3.7. So you can draw that line. Okay, let's say you are doing it for ED. So you know the distance of line ED, which is here, 6.7 centimeters. Okay, so you can draw that line using a ruler and a pencil on a piece of paper. Okay, and then you can plot the rest of the survey stations. Let's say you start with station A. So using a pair of compass, you can put your pair of compass here at E, and for line EA, you make an arc. Line EA is 5.5 centimeters. So you can use a pair of compass and a ruler to make an arc for EA. And then we have DA. You can make an arc for line DA, and that's what you'll have. So this point is where the station A is. Alright, then you can locate point C. You can plot point C on the piece of paper by using EC and DC. So by using a pair of compass and a ruler, you can make arcs here, and where the two arcs will intersect is the point C. Now point B, we can locate point B, we can plot point B by using a pair of compass. You put it here at A. For line AB, you make an arc. Pair of compass here. For line CB, you make an arc. They intersect here. But you want to be sure that this is the point. Okay? So you need a third arc. So you can use line DB. Okay? You can place your pair of compass here at D and make an arc using the length DB or BD. You make an arc here. If that arc intersects at the same point where these other arcs intersected, then your arc is very accurate. But most times there will be an error, which we call the triangle of error. So in this case, let's say we make an arc from D to B, and this is the arc. So this arc does not go through this point of intersection, but goes through here and forms some kind of triangle. This triangle is called a triangle of error. So to get precisely where point B is, we put a dot at the center of that small triangle. That's what we do. Now next, we want to plot offsets on this framework that you have drawn. You want to put, or to put offsets, to plot offsets. So you can start with any line and plot offsets along that line. Let's say line AB. In this case, line AB has these features as a rod on the left and as a tree on the right. So you want to plot these features along this line AB. So we shall use a ruler and a set square. So you can place the set square on that line on the piece of paper. You can slide the set square. So let's say you want to begin with the rod. The rod is 2 meters. Okay. So you convert that into centimeters, and then from A, on that survey line AB, from A, the feature is 8 meters away from A. So use that in centimeters and place the set square here. And then you want to know where you want to plot the offset in the rod. So you use a ruler here, and then you slide it, okay, to that set square. And from here, 8 meters away from A, we have the rod, which is here, which is 2 meters away from the line AB. So you can plot that part of the rod here, 8 meters away from 2 meters away from the survey line. So this line was our offset. The perpendicular short line from line AB is the offset, which shows us where the rod is. So that's how you can plot the rod on the left hand side of line AB using a ruler and a set square. So from this line A to B, you are able to plot the rod somewhere on the left of the line, 2 meters away from the line, using this equipment. So you repeat the process for all the details, all the features for each line that you have surveyed. Then you are able to have the features displayed on your map. Now, after that, you have the map with the features plotted, the offsets plotted, and you want to have the final map. Now, when you are making the final map, you make it without the construction lines. You erase them, and even the arcs, those construction lines and arcs, you remove them. You have only the features on the map, like the school, you surveyed where the school is, the trees, the road, the river, and the house. And then a map is supposed to be complete, so there are some elements of the map that you have to show. You have to show the key, which has the symbols that explain the features on the map. Your map also must have a scale, okay? It must have the frame. It also must have the title. So this is how the final map would look like. So if you find this material helpful, please subscribe so that you can see more videos in this channel. Thank you so much.